which is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So there are two kinds of, actually the Sadhana Bhakti has two kinds of Sadhana Bhakti, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. So this chapter is about Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and part 2. Now, from the last class, we actually just got this particular topic where how much wealth one should acquire. So for that, the answer came as, a person should accept only as much wealth as he requires to follow the devotional processes that help his bhakti. That's all. But at the same time, accepting more or even less than necessary is the cause of falling down, even from the highest level of bhakti. So we have to be very careful as how much we are actually accumulating as our wealth. So if it is more, that's a big problem. Then less is also problem. So it has to be just sufficient. All right. So now, okay, let us get into some of the main topics that we actually encountered when we are reading. So I am actually pulling only those things which are actually probably are just like probably more important. So one's nature is shaped by the type of association. So the association, what is association? That means we are actually attaching to other persons with different natures. So now this association, we have to be very, very careful. That is why this sloka is saying, Yasya yad sangati pumso manivat syatsa tat gunaha swakula riddhaye tato thiman swayutan eva Shraya. This is from Hari Bhakti, Sudodhyaya. This is actually very, very, very rare scripture. I think I will send you all just a blog about it. But anyway, what this is saying is like a mirror or a jewel that reflects the color of the object around it. A person's nature becomes like that of those with whom he associates with. So the kind of people we associate is going to shape our life and our characters. One example is, is that if you let a calf to live with the pigs, what will it do? It will eat stool. That's this is in short. That's what it is. So the association is actually very important. That's why we have to be very careful, because Shastra says in many places that we have to be super careful in terms of with whom we are associating closely. This is very important. And also those people who really avoid to becoming a Krishna Bhakti, because they don't want Krishna Bhakti. They don't really want to even discuss about the topics of about Krishna. So those kind of people, we have to be careful. We have to be we have to avoid the association of them. Who are they? There are 4 kinds of people. One is Vishayi. Vishayi means those who are attached to sense enjoyment. Sri Sangi, those who really attached or associating with women. Mayavadis, atheists following Shankaracharya or Buddhism, or actually the straightforward atheist, whatever it is. So we should not be associating with them, because we should not even try to convince them. Because many people, what they really try to do is they develop a dialogue or put something in the YouTube or something here. No, it's not, that is actually totally waste. Because these atheists will really take time. They have to go through all the sufferings, and eventually birth after birth after birth, like a fruit is actually sun cooked and becomes ripened. These people will be really tortured by Maya, and eventually they will change. So by our own intellect, we cannot really argue with them. So we have to be away from the atheist rather than trying to really change them. It's not that easy. So, don't waste your time on that. Then the 4th one is deep karmis. This is actually karma is there. Everybody has to do karma. But ones who really got so entangled in work and so many karmic actions, they also need to be avoided. So if one really wants to advance in Krishna Bhakti, he has to avoid associating from these 4 kinds of people. That is very important. And there are, also, when one comes into Krishna Bhakti, you have to be also very careful that you are not spoiling your Bhakti, because Bhakti Marga is very easy to come in, but very difficult to maintain. Because like, for example, Jnana Yoga or any yoga system, it is very difficult to get in. So getting in is actually difficult. But once you really get in, then it will actually make you to really do whatever the goal that you are supposed to do. But in Bhakti Yoga, getting in is easy. You really attend some Harikatha or something, and you really got attracted and you want to worship Krishna, get into Krishna Bhakti, very easy. But after that, maintaining that is very, very difficult. So that is why this is a verse 2 from Upadesamrita from Srila Rupa Goswami. Atyahara prayascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangasya laulyam cha sadbir bhaktir vinasyati. Eating too much is really going to give really problem. And also yearning more than needed. We really saw that. Yearning more than needed. Everybody says this. It is really unnecessary. We are wasting our effort in doing the thing which is really going to be really only, we will be wasting our time, and we are not going to take anything when we really leave this earth. Why do you want to really amass wealth? At the same time, just to think the out of the bodily consciousness, people actually tend to eat more and more, and also they cannot control the tongue. So that should be avoided. Eating too much or earning more than needed is should be avoided. Over enduring for those that are difficult to attain. Everybody is been already given when they are born what exactly how much jnana they should get, how many wealth they will get, and what kind of disease they will get, and how they will die, and the family they will be born. Everything is fixed. You cannot change it. The same way, but what happens? We compare with others. Oh, hey, look at here. Other one is a CEO. Oh, he is doing wonderful. He is having he is actually so rich, and I want to be like that. This is what the problem is. So over enduring for those that are difficult to attain, it will spoil Krishna Bhakti. Then the third one is very dangerous. Gossiping about others. People love to gossip about others. They want to talk about others. They want to criticize. They will really open their ear just to hear about others. What is wrong with them. Especially what is wrong with them. This is the problem, fundamental problem that will kill Krishna Bhakti straight. Finished. We should never gossip, never talk about anyone else. Because you are risking your Krishna Bhakti. Then also there are people who become fanatics. They follow the rules and regulations just for the sake of that. They don't really realize that underlying bhakti is what is really important, and that is the reason we really follow the rules and regulations. But they are fanatic. They really stick to this so hard, which is also not going. That's also going to kill Krishna Bhakti. Then associating with the worldly minded people, we saw in the last slide. What are the worldly minded people? Their purpose is to really be happy in this life. They don't care about another life. They don't care about even others. So those kind of people you should avoid. You have to cut them out. You have to, like our Gurudev says, if you are actually having that kind of people, like flushing the toilet, see, that is it. Flush them out. Because they are not going to be really of any help to you. Then the sixth one is greedy on mundane achievements. I want to become so and so that I can become rich and I can earn this way, so I can have a career, this and that, and this is greedy. Arey, what do you want? In this life, what is the purpose of this life? We don't understand that. They think that the purpose of the life is to really, be greedy for everything and enjoy. This is a problem. So the greed is the problem. That's why Lord Buddha says, A desire. Everybody desires. But desire for what? Desire for getting Krishna is a good desire. But desiring for something to really make us more entangled in this life, in this world, is what is called lobha. That is greedy. So greedy is really very dangerous. So these are the 6 ways one's bhakti will be ruined. That is it. Very difficult. Now, when one has ananya, bhakti to Krishna, so we are talking about so many things about, worshipping devatas and all the things are there. We really read about that. But also we clearly understood that we have to have bhakti only to Krishna. We have to worship only Krishna. We have to think only about Krishna all the time. That is called ananya bhakti. Ananya means only one. For a wife there is one husband. So it's pati. The same way we should have only one attraction. That is it. Everything is him only. So worship only Krishna. That is ananya bhakti. But what about other devatas? There are 33 crores of gods. What about them? First of all, never think they are independent. They are all servants under Krishna. So we have to respect them, but avoid them. Avoid them means don't do puja, don't really involve on those things. But whoever actually doing all those things, don't bother them. Because why? There are 3 kinds of gunas: sattvic guna, rajasic guna, and tamasic guna. People with sattvic guna, that is mode of goodness, they will worship devatas. And eventually they will come to Krishna. So then people with rajoguna, that is mode of passion, will follow some artificial made up religions. And people with tamasic guna, mode of ignorance, will worship ghosts and spirits and all those. So these 3 gunas, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic, called 3 guna, they are the ones who are going to be really playing a major role in the worship. Okay, so those who are really lucky enough to really come to Krishna, they are actually not just sattvic, they are above sattvic. They are actually, right, they are above. That is why they get into ananya bhakti. And even they will actually forget about all these 3 kinds of, like the mixed bhaktis. Karma Mishra Bhakti, because people really do all the karmas, these everything, do everything, but to enjoy, because they really worship Krishna just to enjoy. No, that is actually Karma Mishra Bhakti. That is not good. And Jnana Mishra Bhakti, they will study and read and all kinds of things are there, but their interest is actually mixed with Jnana, knowledge. But what is important is Ananya Bhakti to Krishna, that is exclusive, pure devotion to Krishna alone. And also we actually encountered, we are reading so many things, because remember these are jewels. There are main devotional attitudes that we notice that. I am just putting few things. When one gets initiation and one gets serious, only will get initiation anyway, because it's not for everybody. But once you really get that, that faith, and when you really come under Guru, then you will be empowered to really do so many things, and you will feel so happy to wear tilak. And also you really wear those, all the marks in 12 places. One is this one tilak, then another like 12 places, totally 13 places. So on the angas, on the body, and they will eat only prasadam. They will not eat outside. If anything is not offered to Krishna, it is not prasadam. They will not eat. This is the devotion, because what we are seeing, the devotional attitudes. That means they have Krishna Bhakti, either coming in, or they are actually developing, something is happening to them for good. Then also people, there's some love to sing in front of the deity. They just sit in front of the deity, and then they just sing for the deity. They even talk to the deity. People may call that he is mad, but why? Because he is really taking deity. Deity is Bhagavan himself. So they sing, and singing about the Lord, different bhajans, various bhajans. They are all the signs of getting this devotional attitude. And also, because in Indian community, we may not be really seeing that much of dancing before deity, because we are programmed to really not to really show or something. But, others, especially, if you see the Westerners, once they really get that mood, they really just start to really dance. This is nice, because they are actually frank that way. They don't really hide so many things there. They're just like that. So the thing is that we are actually, feeling insecure. What will, somebody say that if we dance, in front of the deity, because they feel shame. That means our bhakti is not grown up to that level to really overpower all these shame things. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Lord himself, what kind of shame he really had? He was dancing all the time. Somebody say Krishna, he just gets in the mood and then, ecstasy and starts dancing. So he came to show as that, actually Krishna Bhakti is, including that, we have to dance. Dancing before the deity. And offering Dandavat Pranam to the deity. Dandavat Pranam, not just like, no, we have to put all the there are eight angas of our body should really touch the floor. Then serving the deity. I mean, these are some other things that I am actually pulling them. Then also Tulasi Seva is so important. Very important anga of Krishna Bhakti is Tulasi Seva. Srila Prabhupada actually stressed so much. So he said by doing Tulasi Seva alone one can attain Krishna. So Krishna devotees worship and circumambulate Tulasi every day morning after deity worship. It has to be done separately away from the deity room. Tulasi Devi is a manifestation of actually Srimati Radharani. Out of her mercy, she manifests as Brinda Devi, and that Brinda Devi is the one who we are actually seeing is as Tulasi. So she came down to earth so that we can easily worship her and attain Krishna. There are 9 ways Tulasi worship is done. Taking darshan of Tulasi, that itself is great. Touching Tulasi especially at the bottom, and then putting on our eyes, and remembering Tulasi. Even remembering Tulasi is actually auspicious. And singing kirtans about Tulasi, and paying obeisances to Tulasi Maharani, and hearing the pastimes of Tulasi. In fact, this coming Friday, we are really going to be talking about Salagram and Tulasi Vivaha in our satsang as Harikatha. So, hearing pastimes of Tulasi Maharani, planting and watering Tulasi, that is another seva. And looking after Tulasi every day, maintaining, making sure she is growing good, everything, temperature there, everything is good. And also daily worship of Tulasi. This is actually the 9 angas. And also we really touched about scriptures. What is the topmost scripture? So it is said that Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost scripture. We have so many scriptures. One problem is that some devotees try to read so many scriptures. It is not necessary to read every single scripture. Lord Chaitanya said that we need only one scripture, and that is Srimad Bhagavatam. When, because if you got Srimad Bhagavatam, you don't have to read anything else actually. And when one has taste in Srimad Bhagavatam, he will not find taste in any other scripture. But in fact, we really focus on 4 important sastras. Of course, on top is Srimad Bhagavatam. Other than that is Bhagavad Gita is there, Brahma Samhita is there, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So these are the 4 very important scriptures that we deal with. Then also we really saw in the early part when we were reading about fasting for Ekadasi. Fasting for Ekadasi is the topmost of all the vratas. It is called the king of all the fastings, all the vratas. It say also be read to avoid mixed Ekadasi fasting. So it says mixed Ekadasi fasting should be given up. What is that? Proper fasting is not even taking water and not sleeping in the night, that night throughout, but singing bhajans every day. In Bangalore temple, what we have really done is every Ekadasi there will be a special group of people will come and stay there, and they will be actually singing and singing. They really fast there. Fast means without anything, complete, not even water. Then throughout the night, bhajan is actually going on. So many actually they come and then to be together. This is actually because of Danti Maharaj. He's really so much into the Ekadasi. He's amazing. So many things he actually he's doing. So these Ekadasi is also called Madhava Tithi. Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani Jetana Palana Kori Krishna Vasati Boli Parama Adare Boli. Madhava Tithi is Ekadasi. What is the Tithi? The day of Ekadasi of Madhava, Vishnu, Krishna is Ekadasi. So this Madhava Tithi is Bhakti Janani. Janani means it really gives birth to what? Bhakti. So the Bhakti is really what? By following Ekadasi, Bhakti comes. But if I follow only part of the Ekadasi, eating all the fruits and vegetables, drinking everything, this and that, everything, probably eating more fruits and vegetables than even other days, you will get only little Sukriti. Not that much Bhakti. Because if you see, even there are a lot of side benefits of Ekadasi fasting. It is said that periodic cycle of fasting reprogram our pancreatic cells and restore the insulin production. So those who really fast, including Ekadasi and all the important appearance day, disappearance day, whatever, fasting accordingly, that is actually what our acharyas are saying, is they will be free from any diabetes. And in fact, many researchers actually prove that, because if you see, this is one, because this is actually Dr. Jason Fung. So many things are coming nowadays. It was not there before. So he's very famous. So he said diabetes medicines actually make diabetes worse. It is making somebody to really all the pharmaceutical companies to really make money. What happens? They will start with metformin, then they will go for the metformin globulin or something. Then again they have to increase as they go. Then they will say, oh, you have to now take insulin every day, once. Then after that, oh, now you have to take more, 2 times every day. And after that, 3 times. I have seen a very diabetic patient that is happening. This is the series that is actually going on. They will never. So the diabetes doesn't get cured. You are actually having the insulin resistant. More and more chronic becomes chronic disease. We are trying to overfight by trying to put more insulin and then making the thing complicated. This is what it is. So what happens is there are so many different fastings that nowadays doctors are actually who deal with diabetes, they are all talking about 12 plan, 12 hours don't eat anything, then you eat, that's the easiest thing. Then 16 hours you don't eat anything, then then the remaining 8 hours you do. So that is medium easy. But they are also telling you follow your own religions. Every religion is actually talking about fasting. Water fasting, they normally go with the water fasting, water only, that's it. And the diabetes is actually getting reversed. That is why if we see our Shastra, it says one who eats only once a day, he is a yogi, no disease will come. One who eats twice a day, he is a bogi, he is an enjoyer, he gets into health problems. But one who eats 3 times is a rogi. Rogi means he is bound to have diseases. So the less we eat, the healthier we have. Because the fasting is related to the ether element. That is very important, because then ether, water, fire like that, sunlight. So if you are really resorting to the nature like this, then we will be disease free. Okay, but I can talk about, but the thing is, in my case itself, I could not really follow. But there are so many doctors are talking the same thing. Anyway, now, so fasting Ekadasi is very important, because primary purpose is to develop bhakti. So side effect for having better health is actually just a side. Now let us just quickly get the deity worship, because actually time is running. What is the topmost benefit of worshipping deity? Because nowadays everybody, once they really get initiated, especially they want to worship. Even otherwise also they want to have a deity so that they can do something. That is very good. But what is the topmost benefit? Is it bhakti? Bhakti means you are asking for wealth and health and this and that. That is bhakti. Or mukti. I want moksha. Or I want bhakti. Bhakti is not the topmost benefit. And bhakti is not the topmost benefit. Mukti is not the topmost benefit. But bhakti is the topmost one. Bhakti is very easy to get. Krishna does not have to involve. Some demigod can actually give you. He doesn't involve at all. Mukti also very easy. He doesn't even care. He just thinks about you will get mukti. Not a problem at all. You don't have to even go toward Krishna for that. Going to Krishna is only for bhakti. Only the bhaktas will go to Krishna. He will take care of everything. Alright? So now, what are not bhakti? Asking for wealth is not bhakti. And doing all kinds of devotional, devotional activities, even if we want, but it is karma based. That is not bhakti. Jnana, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, these are all nothing to do with Krishna bhakti. Even when one has vairagya, dhira, that is also nothing to do with bhakti. Because bhakti when you have, your heart will be so softened actually. Now what is the topmost of all the worships now? Lord Shiva is actually telling Goddess Durga, Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnor aradhanam param Tasmad parataram devi Tadiyanam samarchanam Padma Purana. So Lord Shiva is actually telling Goddess Durga, because Goddess Durga asked, what is the best worship? So he says, my dear Devi, although the Vedas recommend worship of demigods, including me, because Lord Shiva, the worship of Lord Vishnu is the topmost. Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. Vishnu aradhanam is param. So however, above the worship of even Lord Vishnu is the rendering of service to Vaishnavas who are related to Lord Vishnu. Look at here. That is why we see in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, for example, Pratamam tu gurum pujyam tadachaiva mamarchanam kurvan siddhim avapnoti hai anyata nishpalam bhavet. Lord Krishna says, one must always worship one's Guru first and then only worship me. When one follows this, yes, that is perfect. He gets perfect. He gets bhakti, he gets me. But if you neglect this process and trying to come to me directly, fruitless. No use. So it is coming to the situation where, because eventually bottom line is, Vaishnava is going to be involved. Without Vaishnava's help, Krishna is not possible to get. This is where we come.
Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva. Goloka Sundari Gopiyare Swami Yantan Guru Deva. Goloka Sundari Gopiyare Swami Yantan Guru Deva. Omara Shamara Govindan Swami Yantan Guru Deva. Omara Shamara Govindan Swami Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru, Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru, Yantan Guru Deva. Ramiya Rupame Rama Ramanjari Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru, Yantan Guru Deva. Yantan Guru Deva, Yantan Guru, Yantan Guru Deva. Attanai Devarum Untani